somebody in my comment section said that a job is never guaranteed, right? So, with that being said, a job is never guaranteed. Now you have to look at the psychology of that. You have to look at how America puts you in position to be in the worst position. So, if a job is never guaranteed, then everything else that we pay for has a guarantee to it. So, think about it. If you get fired, if you get laid off, everything else is still guaranteed. Your bills is guaranteed. Your water bill is guaranteed. Your light bill is guaranteed. Your mortgage is guaranteed. Your rent is guaranteed. But your job is not guaranteed? That's crazy. It's truthful. It's truthful. And we have to agree upon that comment. But however, we need to understand that the nuance between how we are set up to fail multiple times over. It doesn't make any sense for us to have such bad job security. It doesn't make any sense for us to have such a hard time getting a job. Interviews, this, that, and the third. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But, majority of people they're content. They're content with knowing that the person next to them is, having a hard time, but they seem to never have a time where they can't comment something negative, right? And I'm not saying that this comment was negative at all, but I just wanted to touch on a few things because, when we talk about a job not being guaranteed, it's like, out of anything, if everything else is solidified and it's going to show up to your doorstep no matter what every single month, then why the hell is job security so damn bad? Because like I said, the bills don't stop. There's a lot of things that are guaranteed, I guess, other than the job. Taxes is guaranteed. At some point, being unalived is guaranteed. And for people that pay for their house, some people had a 30-year fixed mortgage, finally paid it off, but you still got to pay the thousands of dollars worth of property tax. That don't go nowhere. That's guaranteed. You see what I'm saying? So my whole point on this message is that, are you guys really taking a great look at this place? Do you see the issues there? It's not even an issue at this time and place. It's more problematic. People are at wit's end when it comes to the way this place is, man. Gas is guaranteed. You got to have gas, man, wherever you go. That's from jet fuel all the way down to municipal to your, local car drive. You need gas. So it's like damn, everything else is guaranteed, but when it comes to stability with a job, that's not guaranteed. And I make these videos, man, to put you in the driver's seat, so you can kind of get a bird's eye view of someone that's always on the outside looking in, but at the same time on the inside looking out. I've been through so many different circumstances, from, layoffs, to, getting work, to watching other people get laid off. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it. When people, comment on certain things, sometimes you wonder, man, like, did you guys ever go through these things? Or have you ever been in a position where you've been uncomfortable and you had to work your way out of that position, not with no handouts, not with no one bailing you out. I'm talking about bootstraps, like you had to get your own self out of these situations. Because we can't say the same for the oligarchs of this place, because every time they go through something, whether it be the politicians, whether it be the banks, they always get bailed out. They always get a handout. But for some reason we never say anything when it comes to them. I always find that the people of these platforms that make these certain comments and things of that nature, they love to target the people with the message, the people that work hard, that got laid off. They always seem to come after those people like it's their fault. But what about their bailouts? They didn't deserve to get bailed out. So you mean to tell me that it's okay to do fraudulent things? It's okay to work with highly dangerous gangs from all around the world using the American dollar, and then when things go bad, they could pull you right out, and then also no one has to do jail time. But people that worked for an airline company couldn't get bailed out. 17,000 people couldn't get bailed out. Why? So when we talk about these things, man, we have to, look at the bigger picture. It's much deeper than, your normal outlook. A lot of people they're on level one, right? There's levels to this shit in this country, and a lot of people are still on level one. They have never been past level one, But that's pretty much, man. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. Appreciate you guys taking a look. St. Nicholas Brand. Till next time. Peace.